In the mid-Cretaceous period, about 95 million years ago, the world was a warm, humid place dominated by colossal rivers and swamp forests. In this kingdom of water, a tyrant reigned. As dawn breaks, a massive shadow emerges from the mist. Spinosaurus, the semi-aquatic predator with a crocodile-like head and a magnificent sail on its back. Its tall sail rises above the fog, stained a blood-red color as the first rays of sun pierce through. From just above the water's surface, its reflection is distorted, and its yellow eyes gleam like flames. A ruler awakened. To the creatures below, its presence is a seismic event. A fish's point of view reveals a colossal body passing by, creating shockwaves through the water. Each footstep is an assertion of power, as its clawed foot sinks deep into the mud, sending a plume of silt erupting in slow motion. It opens its long snout, its breath exhaling as white steam, accompanied by a low, guttural growl. The morning's peace is shattered as a flock of small pterosaurs hastily takes flight. The light of dawn shines through the wet scales on its sail, creating an ethereal effect. But this beauty conceals an apex predator. Its yellow eyes narrow, pupils contracting, as it scans the water for its first meal. The scene concludes with an iconic image, the silhouette of the Spinosaurus standing tall against the dawn, its sail glowing red like a war banner. The swamp is its bounteous feeding ground. It stands silently, half submerged, its sail and long neck visible above the still lake. From beneath the surface, a massive claw suddenly tears through the tranquility in a lightning, fast strike. Its long snout snaps shut, its conical teeth sinking deep into a giant coelacanth. In slow motion, the thrashing fish stains the lake red as water splashes violently. From below, water and blood drip from its long, sharp teeth, glistening in the sunlight. With a powerful shake of its head, the Spinosaurus flings the carcass onto the shore, displaying its phenomenal strength. From a surviving fish's point of view, the world is a distorted, terrifying image seen through a barrier of sharp teeth. The hunt continues as it uses its sharp, curved claws to skillfully hook another fish. Its giant sail moves across the lake's surface without a sound, like a ghost ship gliding through its kingdom. Finally, it raises its head and lets out a deafening roar that echoes across the swamp, a declaration of a successful hunt. In this brutal world, even a king must face challengers. As the Spinosaurus enters a shallow waterway, it confronts a formidable rival, a 6-meter long crocodilomorph, an ancient crocodilian predator. Two sets of jaws, filled with sharp teeth, growl at each other, churning the water. The Spinosaurus swings its claws, tearing a long gash across its opponent's armored back in a violent, slow motion shot. Blood immediately stains the water as bubbles rise from the wound. The two monsters roll together, turning the pool into a vortex of fury. Viewed from the shore, only a spray of mist is visible, with the Spinosaurus's sail standing out in the middle of the swirl. The Spinosaurus's eyes gleam with savage fury as it delivers the final blow. Its teeth sink deep into its rival's hide, and the gruesome sound of cracking bone is heard. As the camera pulls up, it reveals the entire pool has been stained with spreading blood. Finally, the Spinosaurus raises its head in victory, roaring amidst the swamp, once again asserting its sole dominion over the world of water. The Spinosaurus was not always solitary. Sometimes they moved in pairs, perhaps to hunt or defend a shared territory. A pair of Spinosaurus moves together through a dense swamp forest. Their giant sails brush past the fronds of giant ferns. Their long shadows are cast upon rotting logs, colossal ghosts moving in silence as their claws tear at the bark of trees to mark their territory. From a small bird's perspective, the ground shakes violently as these giants pass by. Each of their steps sends mud splashing, showing the difficulty of moving on land. In the forest shade, their breath exhales in thick plumes of steam. At times, their sails are so tall they pierce through the thick mist, allowing rare rays of sunlight to break through. The entire forest seems to bow before their every step, a display of absolute power. Finally, both creatures stop and roar at the same time, a dual sound that echoes throughout the forest. The boundaries between territories were always a place of conflict. On a drier plain, the Spinosaurus faces an entirely different kind of enemy, Carcharodontosaurus, a colossal terrestrial predator with a massive skull and shark-like teeth. Two pairs of eyes, one yellow and one red, stare at each other with deep animosity. The Carcharodontosaurus roars first, a deafening sound that kicks up dust. The Spinosaurus answers with a long, terrifying roar of its own, its sail vibrating in a threatening display. The two monsters charge at each other, and the ground shakes from the impact of their collision. In slow motion, the Spinosaurus uses its reach advantage, clamping its long jaws onto its rival's neck. But the Carcharodontosaurus is a seasoned warrior, twisting its body powerfully and using its sharp claws to tear a deep wound into the Spinosaurus's flank. The battle descends into chaos as nearby trees snap under their weight. Blood is thrown into the air as both creatures roar in pain and fury. Realizing it is at a disadvantage on dry land, the Spinosaurus begins to use its strength to force its opponent backward toward the edge of the swamp, where it can deliver the final blow. As twilight descends, the Spinosaurus stalks the water's edge, its sail reflecting the crimson light of the setting sun. From the perspective of a herd of Tyrannosaurus grazing peacefully, a predator is suddenly spotted. The Spinosaurus bursts from the forest, sending water and mud flying as it charges. The herd scatters in terror, but it is too late for one of their young. In a slow motion shot, the massive hand of the Spinosaurus comes down, its claws tearing into the flesh of the juvenile herbivore. Its long, crocodile-like jaws lock onto the prey's neck, sealing its fate. From a low angle, blood drips from the victor's mouth into the water, mirroring the colors of the sunset. The rest of the Tyrannosaurus herd vanishes into the distance, leaving the carcass behind. The Spinosaurus lets out a triumphant roar, its sail glowing red as startled pterosaurs take to the sky. It then drags its kill into the water, disappearing with its prize into the encroaching mist. Night brings not peace, but the fury of nature. The swamp is plunged into a violent storm, with lightning constantly tearing across the sky. The Spinosaurus stands half, submerged in the churning water, its sail held high against the torrential rain that falls like whips. Water cascades and streams down the surface of the sail. From the water's surface, each flash of lightning illuminates the sail, making it glow a ghastly blood red. Its powerful claws dig into the mud below, anchoring it against the storm's rage. The Spinosaurus tilts its head back and unleashes a roar so powerful it momentarily drowns out the sound of the thunder. In a flash of lightning, its entire body is brilliantly illuminated, a defiant silhouette against the storm. A close-up reveals its yellow eyes reflecting the fire in the sky. In slow motion, a cyclone of wind whips water into a frenzy around its unmoving sail. Finally, its colossal figure vanishes into the curtain of rain. The storm passes, but leaves behind a new hellscape. A wildfire, likely started by a lightning strike, rages through the swamp, its flames reflecting upon the dark water. From these fiery depths, the Spinosaurus emerges, its sail glowing with the light of the inferno. Its jaws are slick with blood, its teeth reflecting the fire around it. Smaller dinosaurs flee in panic as the flames encircle them. The Spinosaurus, an opportunist, lunges and snatches a young iguanodon, tearing it apart amidst the sea of fire. From the ground, ash rains down as its sail seems to tear across the red sky. The water boils where the fire licks at the mud. It roars, and a plume of smoke and embers seems to erupt from its snout. The crane shot follows its massive body, moving like a phantom through the inferno. It concludes its reign of terror by standing on a hillock, its sail ablaze with reflected light, looking like a god of destruction. But the greatest challenges lie beneath the surface. In the deep, murky channel of the river, the Spinosaurus swims silently, a submarine predator. Its powerful, flattened tail propels its streamlined body forward with fluid grace. From the point of view of a large fish, the sail cutting through the gloom above looks like a giant, moving blade. From the darkness, an ambush is launched. A Sarcosuchus, an 11-meter-long super croc, erupts from the riverbed. In slow motion, its massive jaws snap shut, but the Spinosaurus dodges just in time. It retaliates, plunging its immense claws deep into the Sarcosuchus's thick hide as blood clouds the water. The two underwater titans become locked in a death roll at the bottom of the river, churning up mud and silt. The Spinosaurus's long jaws clamp onto its rival's neck, cutting off its breath as more blood spills into the dark water. From above the surface, a torrent of bubbles and blood erupts. Finally, the Spinosaurus emerges victorious, dragging the massive carcass of the Sarcosuchus to the shore before letting out a deafening roar of triumph. Dawn returns once more, bringing tranquility to the ravaged swamp as steam rises from the water's surface. The Spinosaurus walks slowly through the shallows, its sail dyed red by the rising sun. Its giant foot lifts from the mud, which drips slowly back into the water. From the perspective of a flock of birds, its colossal silhouette retreats into the distance. Against the orange sky, its sail stands high, an iconic symbol of this lost world. A close-up on its yellow eye reveals a distant, ancient gaze. It lets out one final roar in slow motion, an echo that will reverberate through time. The crane shot follows as its form dissolves into the mist and light. The swamp glows in the new day, but only the echo of the roar remains. The silhouette of the Spinosaurus finally vanishes at the horizon, its sail reflecting the rising sun one last time before it becomes a legend.